professor at Stanford University, where he focuses on technology entrepreneurship education. He is the founder and a faculty director of the Stanford Technology Ventures program. Tom is also a faculty director of the AEA Stanford Executive Institute, a general management program for technology executives. He is the co-author of a popular textbook called Technology Ventures from Idea to Enterprise. Tom also holds visiting professorships at the London School of Business and the University College. He is the recipient of 3 recent national teaching awards, the ASEE from Kaufman, the USASB Entrepreneurship Educator of the Year, and the Levy Award for Excellence in Private Education. He is currently the McCoy University Professor at Stanford. He's won the Price-Padson's Alpha Prize for bringing entrepreneurship to academia. Tom holds a BS in Industrial Engineering and Operations Research and an MBA from UC Berkeley. He also earned his PhD in Business Administration and Management Science at UC Berkeley. Let's welcome back home Dr. Tom Byers.
Technology-based innovation, and which is a hot trend in our world, with entrepreneurship education, which is what has brought us all together. And it appears that Mohammed and the organizing team wanted to have this discussion for this particular conference. Ken Morris is coming from, if he's not here already, he's going to be here tomorrow from MIT to speak and be part of the policy forum. And so certainly Stanford and MIT represent 2 of the finest technology schools in the country. It's a great honor. It's hard for me to say that as a Berkeley grad, we are kind of rivals, but it's great to come and share our view about that, because Ken Morris is more or less my counterpart at MIT. So what I thought I'd do is, well, first of all, you heard enough about me. There's a copy of the book up there. I think if Mohammed did it wasn't pulling my leg, I think you're going to get a copy of the book. And if you do, this is the 2nd edition. We just finished it. Do me a favor. If you see anything that can improve in it, let me know, because I'll start writing the 3rd edition next year. I'm taking a little break this year, but that means I'm gathering that. So I always want to improve this thing. It's from McGraw-Hill. And there are lots of entrepreneurship textbooks out, as you well know, some wonderful ones from mentors of mine, like Timmons, the fellow from Babson, New Venture Creation, and I could go on down the line. We wrote this book, and we called it Technology Ventures, because we wanted a book that focused, and it's a textbook with the usual format. We wanted a book that obviously focused on technology, but we used it as a proxy to focus on high-growth enterprises. So this book is not about lifestyle businesses or small businesses, which are fine, and that is a very legitimate and vibrant part of entrepreneurship education. This book just squarely goes after high-growth enterprises, better known as gazelles sometimes. And sometimes, and more often than not, they have some sort of technology component. They may be providing a technology service or product, but they certainly have a technology strategy. So we just, without having the albatross of having to be concerned about franchising and small business, we were able just to put, train our guns completely on high tech. Or if you would like to use a proxy this morning, every time I say high tech, just say high growth. And that is what I'm going to be talking about. So this is a definition of entrepreneurship, and let's see how you see it. I hope it looks familiar for those of you who are teaching, because I borrowed it from Harvard. It's the classic one, the top one, that our friends at Harvard Business School developed over the last 30 years. And the key sentence being, it's a management style that involves pursuing opportunity without regard to the resources you control. So it's a way of thinking. It's a process. It can be taught. It can be learned. And I truly think I'm preaching to the proverbial choir when I say that here. For those of us who do this for a living, we know it can be taught. It can be learned, because it is a process. The other thing we like to remind you, just to remind yourselves, so I'm sort of laying a foundation here, is down below, what I was trying to say here is it's any attempt at new venture creation, such as self-employment, new business organization, or expansion of a business. That means that entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a company from scratch, but of course it's about being entrepreneurial within larger organizations. I'm sure that's what you want your employees to be like. You want them to be entrepreneurial, to be activists. Sometimes people refer to that as entrepreneurs. That's all. So if you know, once this has been accepted over the last few decades, first of all, I took a few. If you look back and you talk to sort of the old timers in entrepreneurship education, it was slow coming, and the business schools caught on first, and now you see this amazing trend of spreading across the campus, and that's what I'm going to talk about this morning. So let's get a little inspiration, though, rather than just listening to me. I want to show off a couple of videos. The first one is going to be Guy Kawasaki. He's written 9 books. He was the fellow at Apple Computer that really launched the Macintosh 20 years ago for Steve Jobs, and now he's been a venture capitalist. But one of his latest books is called Art of the Start, and I use it as a complement to my textbook. The textbook's kind of dry, to be quite honest. It's like a reference book, the one I was referring to earlier. Whereas Art of the Start's the kind of thing you'd really want to read on an airplane, and the kids do love it. So this is a guy talking about entrepreneurship. So let's see if we can put some pizzazz in this.
The first thing I figured out and learned, sometimes the hard way, about entrepreneurship is that the core, the essence of entrepreneurship is about making meaning. Many people start companies to make money, the quick flip, the dot-com phenomena. And I have noticed in both the companies that I've started and funded and been associated with, that those companies that are fundamentally founded to change the world, to make the world a better place, to make meaning, are the companies that make a difference. They are the companies to succeed. My naive and romantic belief is that if you make meaning, you'll probably make money. But if you set out to make money, you will probably not make meaning, and you won't make money. So my first thought is you need to make meaning. That should be the core of why you start a company. There are 3 ways to make meaning. First is to increase the quality of life. My background is a Macintosh division of Apple Computer, and I can tell you with total certainty that we were not motivated by making money. We were motivated by changing the world to make people more creative and more productive. We were trying to increase the quality of life for the Macintosh user. And that was a great motivation. It kept us going through many difficult periods. We were waking up in the morning thinking how we could change people's lives. A second way to make meaning is to right a wrong. You know, this fish is going to die after jumping out. But to right a wrong means that you find something that's wrong in the world, or you notice something that's wrong, or you want to fix that. This might be particularly applicable to not-for-profits where there's pollution, or there's crime, or there's abuse, and their very core is to